New York Mets will not be participating in the playoffs this year. And I can't say that I'm unhappy with the Marlins eliminating them again. It wasn't as big a highlight as winning the World Series or anything, but eliminating the Mets in '07 and '08, there was satisfaction that we got. When you're not going to be in the playoffs, it's sort of like misery loves company. You want everyone to suffer the way you're suffering. Sports related, that's for sure, only sports related. Last night, I was thinking about so many things. And one of them is what Steve Cohen was doing, because I thought back to the 17 closing days that I had where I didn't make the playoffs out of 18 years, and how you think about what's next, that you think about you've spent an entire year pushing a boulder up a hill, step by step, trying to get to the top. And for 29 out of 30 teams, on your last day, the boulder comes crashing down, crushes you and the village at the bottom of the mountain. And then you spend the off season putting the boulder back together, rebuilding the houses, and pushing it up the hill again. For the Mets, their boulder was the size of the Armageddon meteor because they had the second highest payroll in the sport. Steve Cohen was at the end of his prediction. When he took over the Mets, he said 3 to 5 years, World Series or bust. Well, this was the end of year 5. Didn't get a World Series, didn't get to the World Series, got to an LCS, but he will be well known and better known for during his period of great depreciation. He spent a ton of money, lost a ton of money, and didn't win a thing. Brought in Juan Soto, added them to their team. Juan Soto, forget how he started. Juan Soto had a year that is not to be believed. Now, we're so busy talking about Aaron Judge and Cal Raleigh and all of the unbelievable things, even Lindor, Alonso, and you're just talking about great seasons. Juan Soto's season. When you sign Juan Soto, you know you're overpaying. You don't pay someone what Juan Soto gets paid and expect to get that value. What you expect is to be and have the possibility of Juan Soto being Juan Soto. And then Juan Soto is that, and now he's stealing bases too. But at the end of the day, the Mets did not build a team that could win. The Mets had suspect starting pitching, and they got exposed by the length of the season. Their starting pitching started off well and ended up badly, and that's how Major League Baseball works. You're going to hear all sorts of talk, including by us tomorrow when we preview the wild card series, when we talk about the playoffs. Today, I want to focus on not playoffs, focus on teams whose season ended. And of course, the reason why the Mets are the most interesting story is everyone says, wait a minute, you spend money, you make the playoffs. Are people talking about Atlanta this morning? I would assume they should be. Are people talking about the Texas Rangers this morning? I assume they should be. Because being in the top 10 in payroll doesn't mean definitionally you're going to be in the playoffs. And that's the thing that makes the union crazy. Do you know how hard the union roots against the Cleveland Guardians? Do you know how hard the union wants the Baltimore Orioles to have the season they had? Do you know how much they needed the Mets to beat the Marlins yesterday so the Cincinnati Reds would not be going to LA to play in a playoff series? The union can't have teams with low payrolls winning. But it's baseball. 12 playoff teams. 6 of the 12 are in the top 10 in payroll. That means 4 of the top 10 didn't make it. 3 of the 12 are in the middle 10. The Cubs, the Mariners, the Tigers, they're in the middle of the market. They're in the middle. They made the playoffs. And then you had 3 teams in the bottom. You want to talk about union angst. The Milwaukee Brewers have the 21st highest payroll, and they've made the playoffs 7 of 8 years. Franchise record in wins, number 1 seed, a nightmare going into collective bargaining. You think the commissioner doesn't go up to the owners and say, salary cap? Salary cap? What do you need that for? Pay attention, all of you teams. All of you teams spending money above your means, thinking that that's going to get you postseason success. How about getting smarter about your decisions? I don't believe there's no correlation between payroll and winning, because payroll gives you an opportunity to cycle through 40 pitchers, to cycle through a million different arms, a million different position players until you find out the best ones, no matter who you're paying. I don't think it's a coincidence that the Dodgers and Yankees win as much as they do. I don't think it's a coincidence the Mets lose as much as they do. The direct correlation with payroll is not what I'm here to discuss. It's what do the Mets do? What do you do when your starting pitching is 27th in the league? That makes sense. Get better starters. What do you do when you have the worst relief, 26th in baseball? Change out your bullpen? These are answers that it doesn't take a genius to figure out. You don't need to be David Stearns. You don't need to be the smartest guy in Harvard, the biggest analytic geek in the world. When something's not working, you change it and try something else. If you're the Mets and you know the collection of players you have put together, regardless of payroll, top heavy lineup, starting pitching full of number 4, 5, and 6 starters. Are there number 1 starters out there? Can you access them? Are the rookie starters they have in their rotation, all from their draft, is it possible they grow into a stalwart starting rotation, the likes of which got a ring for the Marlins in 2003? The decisions that are made by your baseball people in conjunction with your president, where your owner doesn't get in the way and tends to be additive and not really obstructionist, that's the key to any team. That's the key to the success of any team. There's something inherently wrong with Steve Cohen's Mets that they continue to underperform like this. And for Steve Cohen, listen, is it Carlos Mendoza? If I hear that guy give another interview, hey, it starts with me. Yes, that's page 1 of the manager playbook. I got it. It's true. It does start with you. In my case, it would end with you. And we go on to the next you, and then the next you, and then the next you, and we do it 15 times trying to figure out how to recapture some of the glory days. There is rumors already that David Stearns will not get rid of Carlos Mendoza. There's rumors already that Steve Cohen will not get rid of David Stearns. David Stearns just got there. He needs some time. That's the next message you're going to get from Steve Cohen. Has he tweeted yet, Coca? Since they lost? He's a big tweeter when things are going well, isn't he? Let's go effing Mets, or let's effing go Mets. Let's go. Feels good, doesn't it? Let's all get to the park. I know Steve Cohen is very worried about and interested in his chop shops in the casino, but when he looks out at his team and says, wait a minute, how much more patience do I have? And then all of a sudden, 5 years turns into 10. 10 years turns into 15. Trust me, Steve, I've been there. I've done it. You believe in your process so much. You trust your process so much. You believe in your ego that you're right, that you know more just because you're in the position, or just because you have money, or just because whatever it is that you believe you are a part of because you're within Major League Baseball as an owner, or the NBA as an owner. It's all a joke. The extra feelings that we feel of importance, of knowledge, it's a joke. It's pure circumstance. It's pure luck. It's pure damn luck.